we can do with respect to this capacity building program. And we all know that it will take some time to register the society, safoam. And in the meantime, we can have one or two programs which will be in general in term, not very specific, so that participants from all the countries get benefited from that particular program. So in that regarding, we can get some of the points from all of the members, that what type of, initially starting with that, we know that there are different types of trainings are required and required by different countries, with respect to capacity building program. So first we should know that what is the training need assessment that we have to do. And we all know that in one of the last meetings, we have already received some general information about the training needs, and we'll try to refine that and make a common, that which will help us to make a common program. And second, that knowledge transfer among the different members, that will also be one of the agenda for this capacity building program team. And third is that how to you know uh, uh, how to just uh, 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 build these different programs in terms of manpower, infrastructure, database, then specifically agreement advisory services, and how it can be done with country wise. And one thing that who are the mostly beneficiaries of this capacity building program, that all the agro-meteorologists or subject matter specialists who are working for this agro-meteorology subject, maybe farmers, then industries, government officials, extension officers, or other service providers. And then one thing is that who are exactly the trainers or the experts. And we all know that there is no dearth of experts in this group. We have already seen from the last so many meetings that plethora of experts and very learned people are here. So it may be group of scientists, or maybe some of the people who voluntarily have already, they have even I have talked to some people, they have already told that okay, at any time you just tell us, we are ready to be associated with this program. And also you have retired agrometeorologist, they are more enthusiastic. Yesterday I was talking to somebody, they're more enthusiastic to be part of this capacity building program. And also we have very young agrometeorologists who are there, we can take the help of them. And then one thing is that how to identify the trainers. It may be individual terms, because we know that registration will take some of the time. So in between we'll develop a list of experts with subject to different themes. And once we finalize the program, then we can uh, go ahead with one or two programs as told by Dr. Navansu. And then our plan of action will be that we can prepare a very short term, medium term, long term type of calendar of these programs. And one thing that coming to my mind is that the program initially it will be maybe a theoretical type, but as the society will be formed and will progress, we can start doing all these hands-on training type or practical type that we can focus on. And in addition to these capacity building programs, you can also try to arrange some of the farmers awareness program and the climatic field school type of then that maybe slowly we can work. So this is the basic points that already Dr. Navansu had said, and I have tried to just make it into different heads. So with this now I think we can start taking comments from our learned members, that what exactly they envisage that how we should start, or what are the basic programs that we can take initially, because it's a continuous program. So what is the best possible one program or two program that we should start with, so that whole the tone can be set, and slowly as per the exact, or you can say exact requirement by different countries, then we can take up different type of trainings, and we'll go ahead. So I think this is the basic thing that I wanted to say, and now we can take comments from members from different countries one by one. And before that, I would request our advisors to maybe give 1 or 2 minute as introductory remarks, so that we can go ahead. Maybe we can start with Dr. MBK Kumar. Dr. Chattopadhyay, your mic is mute. No, I think it is not audible. Dr. Chattopadhyay, your mic, now it's fine. Yes.
It is audible now?
Yes, now it's fine.
Actually, before proceed further, I just make one small comments that we had a number of meetings, but now we are now in actual field implementation strategy, and whatever we have discussed in the last meeting, that funding is the key issue. I mean, without funding, it's very difficult to sustain. But we had a very good meeting last week. So what you have already proposed, that is very useful now. The reason is that whatever the discussion will be coming out, actually that will be included as a document for the funding these things. Okay. Whatever the discussion will be there, if that could be also pinpointing to funding issues, no, that would be very much better. Whatever you have said, that short-term training or medium-term training, no. So what we will do afterwards, after the discussion, that we can, because whenever we ask funding on capacity building, they should ask how much funding you need. Okay. And it may be 2 years or 3 years, whatever may be. So today's discussion also, we can just prioritize and make some kind of idea what exactly we'll do, and that we put into the document in the funding issues. Okay. So that is why this meeting has a lot of importance today. So what to you? You can proceed now.
Yeah. Okay. Now, I think because, just now because in the previous meetings also, we know that, a lot of suggestions came, what should be the type of training. But in the last, when the funding meeting was there, I just listened to that. Very good points were made by London members, and they told that, okay, without funding, it's okay. You can arrange 1 or 2 programs free of cost like that. But without proper funding to sustain this kind of society and this kind of training, it's not practically impossible. So, based on the feedback from all the members, we'll first try to arrange 1 or 2, trainings or capacity building programs, and we'll see that what is the response and how it goes. And subsequently, when the funding will start coming, then we can plan, we can make it the arena, we can a little bit expand, and we'll try to include more more participants, more experts like that. We'll see how it goes. In that way, we can build up all those things. And so with this, I think how Dr. Nabansu, we should first let's take initial remarks from our advisors, and then we can go ahead country by country. Okay. I think first of all, maybe we can start with Dr. Sipkumar is not sitting there. So we can start with Dr. A.M. Sheikh, please.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Bal, Dr. Vasne, Dr. Chattopadhyay, and Aziz from friends from the different country, and Dr. Ramarao, Ramarao. It's good point, and particularly for the training capacity building program, the presentation is also good, and the main problem is the funding. So in the list of the training program and the beneficiaries, if we see, the students, particularly PG students, are also a beneficiary that we can one add. Then another beneficiary is the mass communicator, particularly all our these media personnel. They also need to have a training on the different aspects of the agriculture, as well different aspects of the weather forecasting, and thereby the advisory. So for that, for they are also a beneficiary, and the students, particularly all agriculture faculty students. So first of all, what I think, the one training program we can arrange as a free of cost for the PG students of the agronomy, soil science, agriculture meteorology, then plant protection students, and so on. And with on the basis of that training program, the short module of the training program of 1 or 2 days is a self-finance training program. We can add tailor-made training program, and we can advertise and conduct it. The another is the sport training program for the communicator, particularly the media personnel. That because they are a rich man, rich person, they can also depute their particularly their trainer or presenter for such type of training program. And another last one for the benefit of the students, particularly for the India, training and preparation for the NET examination for the agriculture meteorology, soil science, and agronomy students. And that also the many students will participate. And in that also we can generate the revenue. And the this all the for all the aspects, some module we have to prepare, and we can assign with the different people, scientists, as per their expertise, and can prepare. And then on the website or other website or other media, we can announce it so that people may attract and can apply. One modality we have to develop: how to give the admission, who will admit it, who will conduct it, who will be coordinator. That also we have to decide. And otherwise, all the idea which has presented by the BAL is well, I appreciate it. And on that idea, on that framework, we can proceed. The here one problem will come, that the for the foreign students or the Asian countries student, what is the in what currency they pay? That also we have to decide in the financial meeting or somewhere. So I think that's what it's a very wonderful presentation, and all most of all idea has been generated. But from your um, presentation, the particularly what are the needs of different country that has not much out. That we have to first carry out, assess the needs and the potentiality of the different country, the government, and all these things. And then I think if in the meantime we can prepare such a small slot training program or module, and then we can announce. Thank you.
I think very good points made by Dr. Sheikh. Actually, I did not present about the requirement because in the previous meeting we had tried to gather information from different countries, and we have summarized it, but we still need to refine it. That's why we'll send a revised pro forma to all the members, and we'll try to prepare a very detailed document what type of training needs are required by different countries. Second thing is that regarding payment and all those things, I think in the initially first 1 or 2 program that will be free of cost everything, and once these funds coming for safoam, then because and another problem is also that now safoam has not been registered. But even if suppose, for example, we will plan a capacity building program maybe after 2 months, something like that. Under which platform that will conduct that meeting, that is also a point that Dr. Chattopadhyay can just respond. But I think once this society is registered, there is no point of organizing, because organizing nowadays this online training is not a problem, because once that society will form, then pricing and all those things that we can discuss further. But only this meeting is just to know what are the basic training requirements, and what will be the best basic training that we'll start with. That will be our objective mainly. So with that, I think now I can request Dr. Uh, Dr. Varsnia, please. Can you just put some of the points? Sir, you can unmute. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Shantanu Kumar Bal, my other friends, Dr. Chattopadhyay, Dr. Sheikh, Dr. Ramna Rao, and all the other Dr. Y.S. Ramakrishna, Dr. M.V.K. Shivkumar, and all the other persons, those who are scientists, learned people who are present in this forum. Uh, Dr. Sheikh has briefed the whole thing in a very nice way. Similarly, Dr. Bal has presented some agenda, though I was late in joining, but I understand that he has presented it nicely and covering almost all the points. What I feel that let us plan for the trainings in two ways, one for India and one for other countries. If we talk of the India, then what Dr. Sheikh has suggested, that let it be first trial for students. I think that will be the best part, because many of us, Dr. Sabre is there, Dr. Chattopadhyay, and we all persons from even Dr. Vyaspande, we are all from universities and teaching profession, and therefore handling students or giving a training program to students will be the easiest part. I think let us start, let us take the first step, which should be the easy step. Then we can slightly go uphill and uphill. So we can think up in this way, that let there be a training program for India and then a training program for other countries. When we talk of the India, many of us know the ground conditions, that what is the total understanding level of agriculture methodology available in India. Particularly, agro advisory has created much sensitiveness amongst the students, scientists, and other the persons. So after the first training program, then we can go for the second training program, which should be the paid training program, because first training program will give us the feel, a taste, that whether our program is getting successful, people are liking, and if they are liking, to what extent they are liking. So second program we can try for students, but it should be a paid program. Again, in paid program also, it should be nominally charged. Initially, if we charge heavily, it will be problematic. But if we charge a nominal fee initially, I think that will encourage the people that, okay, if the fees is small, then we can join. There is no problem. Let us hear how these senior scientists, they speak, they teach, they understand the whole thing. So that will be the second step. In the meantime, I think while these two training programs will be completed, it may take a month or two. Mean the time we can understand that what is the condition in other countries. Until and unless we know their background, that at what level the agriculture methodology, their scientists, their university people, their residents, their public, masses in general, particularly farmers, they understand. If we get a feel of the other countries, the feel of the other countries, it will be different from one country to another country. It will not be common, but still we can classify them within two to three class, that is basically whose knowledge is very small, or medium class knowledge, or they are having the good knowledge. So amongst these three we can group all those countries, and we can start a training program for the medium class and good class. Then we can come back to the initial people, that those who are not having much knowledge, to them the knowledge should be given first. So the training program, their subject, mode of
Internet
giving the
Japan.
training, etc., should be tried first for India, then for other countries. Other countries should be graded, or we can say grouped in 2 to 3 group. One which are having a less knowledge, and another which are having moderately good knowledge. So then we can decide or work out that what type of the training programs we can
Your
think of.
connection.
I think Vyas Pandey will support me that if we take up a training program on crop modeling, our first lecture or say first part will be on data collection, how the crop should be established. Then you are starting exactly from the agronomy of the crop, that how the land should be prepared, what type of the furrows and ridges and furrows should be prepared, or broad base and furrow should be prepared, or the flat bed should be prepared. So initially that type of the thing should be given. Then data collection, that how the meteorological data, crop data should be taken up. And in third step, we can teach them how this data should be introduced or entered into the program files, so that we can run the model and we can see that yes, in these conditions the models are validated and they can work quite well. This type of the functioning, or this type of the planning, that what should be our initial lectures, middle lectures and third lectures, that we can do subsequently. But this will be the type of the steps which we will have to plan. I think this should be the approach, and with this approach, we can definitely go with a successful training program. As I told you, initially it should be free of cost, then nominal fee, and then we can come to normal or regular fee. That will help our program to launch. Once it is launched, it is coming up nicely, people are accepting, then we can keep up the normal fees for India one and for outside other. From outside fees, whatever it is coming, I think initially we will collect it in dollar, and from dollar it will be converted into rupee. So converting from dollar to rupee will be much easier. So for other countries, let it be in dollars and then it should come in rupees. But for India, we can safely go with the rupees, and that will be the most successful part or easy part for us. I think that is the way I think that it can be handled. Other scientists are there, they will also
Yeah.
express
Okay.
that how they feel that it can be done.
Okay.
Thank you very,
Thank
very
you.
much for
Thank.
giving me the
Thank you,
opportunity.
Dr. Saab. Thank you, Dr. Varsnia. Actually, initially we thought of arranging all these programs, keeping in mind that though well, when the safoam is a big platform, so this platform will be a for training the trainers, not for training the directly go to the students. Because if we start doing lot of activities for very ground level or grass level, then I think it will be very difficult, because so much of time and all those things will be required for that. So initially thought of giving training to the scientists, so that automatically those scientists and teachers, so that automatically that
No
information.
voice.
So that was initially so okay. Let's get the viewpoints. If that is there, then we can also think of giving some of the general type basic basic concept of agrometeorology, like that. And regarding the as Dr. Vasna told that how to make the data collection, so we can specifically give a training for the simulation modeling and sort of like that, so that all the countries, all the students, all the teachers who are there in doing all this crop simulation modeling activities, they can also be benefited. Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Vasnia. Then can you request Dr. Sivkumar, please? Sir, are you there? Dr. Ramakrishna, sir, are you there? I think
Shivkumar is there. I think let him speak first.
Dr. Sir is not responding. So maybe
No, he is not started his mic.
okay.
Shivkumar ji, please put on your mic. Shivkumarji, please put on your mic. You are on mute.
Sir, he has left the meeting. So I think now Dr. Ramakrishna sir. Okay, he has joined.
Yeah.
Now he has joined.
Dr. Shivkumar.
Sir, you just please give your comment. Once he joins, he can then. Dr. Ramakrishna, kindly.
Yeah, I'm just trying to listen first before
Okay, okay,
your
okay.
comments. Yeah.
So before that, can we request Dr. Ramana Rao, sir?
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, I feel that we should plan for a training module, not for training courses. A training module should have minimum 3 courses initially, and the first course will be to sensitize people on the products of the meteorological services in the country. So, what is the meteorological services are going to offer in terms of long range forecasting, medium range forecasting, short range forecasting, and what will be the composition of this forecast? What are the elements they are able to specify quantitatively as far as possible with greater reliability? Then second thing is the kind of meteorological data that is available with the meteorological services and to what extent this data can be shared for different purposes. So this is a very important thing. First to initially sensitize people of the agricultural sciences to know what the meteorological services can offer for the development of agrometeorology in the country. The second training module will be what is agrometeorological advisory service and actually what kind of advisory is required right from preparation, land preparation, planning, land preparation, sowing, and management of the crop, right from harvest to right up to marketing level. That means the kind of meteorological information forecast that can be used for different purposes in the entire gamut of agriculture production. The third training program will be what kind of research support is available for the to available to serve as input to the agrometeorological advisory service. What is the research required to provide input for efficient management of agromet advisory services. So these 3 programs should be planned. This is a training module, not a single course. And each course can be of 1 week duration or 3 days duration or 4 days duration. But don't make it longer initially. Make it just 5 days or so and make it a part-time training program, not full day, so that in the evening times when the people have leisure, they can register for the programs and work. And these programs we can organize by safoam, and later the countries can develop their own programs to be organized for the benefit of the scientists in their respective countries with the help of safoam. That means under the guidance of safoam. This is my personal feeling. I am happy the way Dr. Sheikh Ramakrishna and Dr. Varshney, all these people are taking interest for agriculture meteorology despite their very busy schedules. I appreciate Nabansu for his commitment for SAPOM, and I wish that it will be a great success. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ramana Rauji. A very good points. You have actually very because my you know thinking was also in that line only because you have given a very good it will be easier for us to now compile and so how to make a detail. So with that, sir, Dr. Sivkumar, are you there, sir? Dr. Sivkumar, I think.
Dr. Shivkumar?
I think
Can't hear you, Sukumar ji.
he is unable to connect his audio. So, so before that, sir, Dr. Murthy, can you give some points, please? Your audio is also off.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, now fine. Now fine.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Ball, for asking me to give my points on the training. Sisters and brothers of safoam, I would like to share a few points as far as capacity building is concerned. See, curriculum development, delivery, and maintenance. Curriculum development, delivery, and maintenance is the basis for any training. Am I audible, Ball?
Yes, yes, please, please.
Yeah, Ball. Curriculum development, delivery, and maintenance. This is the basic principle we follow as far as any official classes of UG, PG, PhD or trainings are concerned in India. Now, since training is basically for trainers, we should first compile the requirements of the countries. What are the, say, if I talk about structure of the atmosphere, troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, ionosphere, exosphere, solar radiation, temperature, humidity, pressure, wind, they may not be really interested. So specific requirements of the trainers in each country. Okay. For example, I tell my own requirement, if at all any training is being conducted by our safoam, my requirement, I tell you. See, some weather forecasting tools, whether with numerical weather prediction or whatever maybe. I need some information. Okay. So if some information on micrometeorology is given, I may not be really interested. Bal, am I audible?
Yes, 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 please.
Yeah.
Yes.
So concluding last line is that we must and should seek the requirements of capacity building. What are the real requirements? What are the lacuna they have in which part of the curriculum? See, general meteorology, okay, agriculture climatology, evapotranspiration, whatever it may be, crop growth modeling. So we should first compile it.
Yeah.
For that, we can. This is my humble
Okay.
request and suggestion. Thank you
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
giving me an opportunity.
Thank you, Dr. Murthy. Already, Dr. Navansu has, I think, sent mail to all the representatives of countries for this. What is the exact requirement? And we'll that is our first agenda that we'll get the information regarding the actually requirement. Then we'll move ahead. But this meeting is just to get an idea that what type of training we should go with, whether it should be for students or for trainers or for senior level. So that's so that we can make a proper document, and that document also will be submitted for fundraising and all those activities. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Murthy. So now,
Dr. Bal,
yeah.
I think Dr. Rathore may not be there for full meeting.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let's okay. Actually, I am not able to see whether Dr. Rathore is here because there is some problem in my. So
he is there. He is
okay.
there.
Dr. Rathore, sir, please, we are expecting you from very good comments from your side, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Very good comments are pouring in, and I think it's on the right track. I have a couple of suggestions and ideas. The first thing, when we are trying to organize I think Shiv Kumar is pitching in now.
Yes. Now it's fine. Yeah.
So there are two aspects. One is training need assessment, you rightly pointed out. And we are already probing with the countries as to what kind of capacity building requirements they are asking for. And in the meantime, when we try to organize ourselves as the possible training or trainer agency, then there are three aspects. That is, three kind of resources are required, and one resource is the faculty resources, infrastructure resources, and funding resources. And funding resources are mainly for organization of the training and also to invite participants, both faculty as well as students. I'll first comment on this aspect because, as have been rightly pointed out, that we need to have a short-term, medium-term, long-term plan also, as well as short-term and medium-term trainings. Maybe long-term trainings we can't sustain. Now, we have to segregate into two components. Component number is pre-registration, post-registration. And why I segregate is because we may not be able to muster financial support without being a registered entity. So therefore, when we talk of pre-registered training programs, there are three essential components we need to keep in mind, which should help us in registration and also attracting funding subsequently. It has to be international in character. So therefore, we need to, in our first trainings, we need to invite all the member countries essentially. Number two, as you rightly mentioned, that for us, the targeted audience is not the students. We try to, in my opinion, try to handle or provide training on operational service, operational research, operational extension. And when we try to prepare capsule, as was rightly mentioned by Professor Ramana Rao, that we need to have a module of very short duration, 4 days or 7 days, not more than that. And it also is a good idea that you don't pump in a lot of lectures same day, because we do conduct in virtual mode in this phase. So maybe 1 or 2 lectures a day, because we are targeting as officials who are working in their offices. So it may not be possible for their agency to spare the people for a very whole day for 5 days or 7 days. So, and also you get bored after a couple of lectures. So you have 1 or 2 lectures a day, and then have that module lasted for a week or 2. And that way, it serves many purposes, that it unnecessarily, we are not burdening with the information, and also there are other logistic aspects. Now, so therefore, once we come up with the training need assessment, we have to bridge between as to what we can offer and what is required by the different countries. And as I mentioned, that in pre-registration period, we will have a very generic nature of trainings, which actually address needs of all the member countries on those 3 aspects which I mentioned. So having done that, now I come to the because we have a lot of faculty, no issues. Initially, when we do in the virtual mode, we will not much of infrastructure, other logistics other than the internet, etc. So not an issue, but the funding post-registration and the process of registration is very critical. We have been having a dialogue with the World Bank, and World Bank, as Nabanshu might have mentioned earlier, that South Asian Hydromet Forum, and we have had some understanding that we will attract funding from South Asian Hydromet Forum through RHYMES. So RHYMES will be our conduit. Rhymes have in any case been identified by a South Asia Hydromet Forum as their main player. So we will do that, but this is just to inform you that we have that idea. Now, when we organize training post-registration, that could be country specific, because by the time we have a better handle on our need assessment, then we go to address country needs. And fortunately, the World Bank has projects in most of the South Asian countries, ongoing projects. And some projects are in pipeline. So depending upon the country needs, we can have and those trainings, by that time, we will have funding. COVID situation will also diminish, and physical trainings with the faculty transporting from different countries to the targeted country can be done. And the funding there also can be in hybrid mode. When I say hybrid mode, means if the country is needing some training, they will have to give funding support for their trainees. That local travel, lodging, boarding, etc., will have to be met by the country. And so there is a participation by the country, and the needs will be more concrete if the country is involved in targeted deputing the targeted audiences. So this is what is in my mind coming at this point in time, and I think people are very enthusiastic, and Nabanshu is steering all of us to a great height. So we have no doubts that we will be, but it has to be on a sustainable basis. So in the meantime, the time is yet not ripe to prepare the calendar. I wouldn't say that, let's wait for some more time. But we ultimately, after registration, and by the time we do these virtual trainings, we will gain sufficient experience, and then we will be able to, depending upon the funding, prepare the calendar. Because while preparing the calendar, we also need to talk the funding agencies, and accordingly we prepare those calendars. Some of them could be, and the virtual trainings we can anyway do kind of sandwich between the organized country specific trainings in the long term. Over at this point in time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Rathore. Now it's very clear that we have to differentiate between pre and post registration. So now things will be easier for both of us, Dr. Navanshu and me, to prepare the document. I think this is a very good differentiation he has talked. So now I think let's move to Dr. Sivkumar, please, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Okay. As I've been listening to all the comments made by various experts, it's very, very important that this issue of capacity building, now we are discussing various issues. I think one of the important things is in the South Asian countries, the agriculture universities, for example, undergraduate courses, postgraduate courses, how much of agrometeorology they are really addressing in those courses. For example, in many agriculture universities at the undergraduate level, there are not many courses on agrometeorology, and that's why many years ago in the World Meteorological Organization, we organized an expert meeting on education and training. And there we looked at all the important issues, what kind of courses there should be in undergraduate courses for the agriculture universities, and also in the postgraduate level, what kind of different courses that should be there that should be really helping agrometeorology improvements. So in fact, another issue is, of course, the issue of training farmers in South Asian countries, and very, very important. How can we really help the farmers to receive the appropriate information that they need to make their operational applications in their farms? For example, weather and climate forecasts and how they can use these forecasts. So it's important to organize some seminars for the farming communities in all the South Asian countries. You can bring farmers from a few villages in one place and then have these kind of courses for the farmers. And that's also a very important issue in the capacity building. Of course, the another important issue is even some of the experts in these agriculture universities, can we actually make them become more aware of the important issues in agrometeorology? So that's another important thing the capacity building should address. So I hope you will take appropriate action in this manner. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Sivkumar. Next, I think we can, Dr. Baspandiji, please.
Why don't you ask Dr. Ramakrishna to speak?
Okay, I think, yes. I think let's first, Dr. Baspand, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, please, kindly give your comments. After that, Dr. Ramakrishna ji.
Okay, thank you. Dr. Bal and Dr. Shivkumar and Ramana Rao sir, all they have given good idea how we'll be moving. And I think what first I think what concept Dr. Rathore and Chattopadhyay has put for this forum, mainly for the farmer point of view or public awareness program point of view. So whatever training programs, first it will be general training program, use of weather information, whatever weather informations are there, whether it is a forecast, just Ramana Rao Sahab has given 3 points modules under 3 categories. So that way we can start the training program, general information about the weather forecast, use of the weather forecast, data collection, and then the research components also. And then education, of course, Shiv Kumar told that undergraduate also, we have ICR has introduced one or two courses in undergraduate program, but this all depend upon the university to university whether they follow this course or not, and it is not 100%. But at least one course is there in agriculture meteorology, one on climate change, and one on crop modeling, and even some remote sensing aspects also are being covered in the undergraduate training program. But far as a SOPAM is concerned, training program, and as a association of agrometeorologists also, we would like to help whatever some facilities are there. We would like to cooperate and with the SOPAM so that whenever training program is required, we would like to be associated with that and we would like to help whatever way it will be required. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Baspande. Now I think Dr. Ramakrishna, please.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thanks to all the speakers. I think a lot of points have been raised and some important issues have been flagged by many of the speakers. In fact, I was also a little confused as to where do you start the whole program. So, what I think is we should start with identifying what is the current status in different countries, and based on that only our training programs has to be planned. Some for the, as you said, for those with very little information or interpretation of data, and some with the medium levels. Because since our focus is on agrometeorology, the focus of our training program is how to really collect the agrometeorological data, how to really analyze the data.
basically we try to take about 8 weather parameters into operation with respect to agroclimatology. So I think the focus should be really analysis of data, how they can really collect this data can be analyzed, and various indices that are required in the agroclimatic data interpretation, how to really work out those things. For example, your penman evapotranspiration, like that, different parameter, how to really calculate it. So that type of training has to go for those who are in operational research programs or who are the real experts. The second thing should be for the farmers. Means already we have a lot of experience on the GKMS, trying to provide information of agro-advisory services and how to use that weather advisories in farm operations by the farmers. So how they can really interpret that weather advisories, how they should really take action upon. So some training programs for the farmers and extension workers who work as intermediaries between the real operators and the farmers. So these type of 3 training programs can be started with. And initially, I think we should not think of trying to take any funding, because first we have to show our mettle, what we can really do. Then only the countries will have some kind of interest to really fund on these things. So what are the basic funding we can get? We can start with that, and then start giving these small programs to create some kind of confidence in different countries' levels. And there are certain countries where they have some special problems, like your mountainous areas. So we have to really devise a specific program for those people. So initially we have to give them some kind of basics and some kind of standards which they have to follow in type of interpretation and data analysis. Then the question of making agroclimatic atlases of their regions, that also could be a good beginning for them. So at least they can really understand what is the issues in different areas and how they can be addressed upon. Then the extreme weather events is another aspects on which we have to give focus upon, how to really analyze them and how to really manage those things. So I think some of the others, some initial thoughts I have at present.
Yeah.
So we can go ahead later. Thank you.
Yeah. So thank you, Dr. Ramakrishna ji. I think 3 points coming. One, that 3 types of modules. One is basic agrometeorology. Second is database management or analysis, and developing some of the products like agroclimatic atlases or extreme weather indices, all those things. And the last one is that basically for farmers and extension workers, like agromet advice services. So these are some of the points has come up from the comments from Dr. Ramakrishna. So I think Dr. Navansu, anybody else there who is there? Otherwise, then we can move to country wise, one by one. We can. So I think all the seniors have put up their valuable comments.
Dr. Bal, I have a very small comments on
Yes,
that.
please. Yes, please.
Actually, the thing is that when we started this safoam, we have 3 beach mantra which we are talking. 3 S. One S is sensitization. Second is this sustainability, and third is service. The 3 things is very, very important. Now, when we are talking about safoam, that means we are talking holistical approach. That means 2 approaches is very, very important. One approach that we should see that if you give the PG students some training, should be very, very careful that it should not make any kind of confusion with the national hydromet agromet service or whatever it may be. We should be very, very careful of handling this thing. Second thing which I feel that even today, if you see in our meeting, only 1 or 2 person or maybe 3-4 persons are coming and attending. But the thing is that to create interest about the subjects, its utility, its thing. No, I think a different administrator and other people should be into place. So what I feel that in the beginning, maybe 1 day or 2 day training, where this government support in individual country, they should give to them. I think for them also some kind of sensitization training if we give, because ultimately those what the chapters will be there, ultimately they will go to the government agencies or universities and they said that this is the approach is there, whether they are convinced with them. But if we convince them in a better way, our experts, I think that may make a lot of sense. Second thing is that one of the thing what Sheikh Saab has already mentioned, at the university level, though in India number of universities are there, but in other countries they are still not very sure of opening the agromet course or something like that. So if we can give a very short training to the vice chancellor or maybe the registrar or something who will be there, so that we can tell them that what is the utility of that, how much GDP will be increased, and we can show that what India, Bangladesh, how that economic implications are there. Means how this much of crores have been benefited or like that. So if they can be convinced, then that will make a lot of sense. And my third thing is that basically, whenever we do this thing, it is basically the service. Once they get the service in the farming communities or like that, then whole government in the respective countries will be interested. Okay, so what I feel that first 2 months pre-registrations, I think the sensitization program should be there. What Ramanara Sahab has already mentioned, I really fully agree to that. Other,
Yes.
every cases, the government should be involved into that. So today I'm going for the registration, so I have to involve the government and agencies or like that. So even also they will go, when they will make the chapter, no, they will do the same process which I am doing here. So I think all the bodies, the concerned bodies should be involved, and pre-registration, more things will be in sensitization and whatever other mentioned. So, and another important point is that after that meeting today, the success of your midterm, long term will depends on your short term. In the short term, your own sensitization process will be there. So there will not speak very high sounding words or like that. But next 2 months, at least 15 days, maybe you can take four training, okay, or maybe 8 training, whatever it may be. We can make a schedule module, and we can circulate all the advisors and the experts here, take their consent, and then we can start this short kind of training like that. This is my submission. Now you can ask, because from Maldives, from Sri Lanka, from Bangladesh. I think they are here, and you can ask them what exactly they are thinking of this kind of training, and also create the chapters, which chapters will ultimately motivate them. Over to you.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Ravansu. Actually, a few days back, I had a discussion with you. Same apprehension was also with me, that whether we should directly, a lot of points came, that whether we should directly, think of giving training to students or maybe scientists. But I think this is the best one, that let's sensitize the senior trainers and the government officials who will be responsible, maybe their own countries, and how to go ahead with these programs and all these things. That will be very good. So we will prepare, myself and you will compile and prepare how best we should prepare the modules, and in the initial stage there is short term, long term, medium term, all those things that will prepare and circulate with all the members, advisors, that they will give their viewpoints and we can strengthen. And so now, with that note, let's take comments from different representatives from different countries. Let's first start with Dr. Aziz from Bangladesh. Sir, please kindly tell that what exactly your viewpoint about, you heard all the discussion. So how we should move ahead, and secondly, regarding the because Dr. Navansu has already told that they are going to register in some time. So after that, how to go ahead with the formation of this chapter in your country, how we should start, and also I had a discussion with Dr. Navansu that what should be the you know registration fee. That also I think we can take a general viewpoint from the members here, that what should be the registration fee for that also we can give a viewpoint. Okay, over to Dr. Aziz, please.
Uh, Welcome and good afternoon to you all. I am little bit nervous to speak in front of lot of learned person in the field of agrometeorology. Basically, I am blessed from initially from Dr. Shiv, then I am mentored by Dr. Navangshu, and then Lakshman Singh Rathor. These guys helped me a lot uh, to develop the agrometeorological services in Bangladesh. So, what I would like to mention that in Bangladesh, we have already done the baseline survey in 2017 to 18 fiscal year, and in that baseline survey, we have uh, included the training need assessment. So, we have a very what I would like to say that preliminary stage of our baseline survey. So, with the help of World Bank funded project, we are implementing a project, 5-year project, and it will be extended up to 2023, June 2023, and hopefully, we think that next phase, another term of 5 years, it will be implemented in Bangladesh and all, with the 3 departments. And we have completed 3 types of training module for agrometeorology, one for all the TOT for the cadre officials, they are the graduate officials, and one for the sub-assistant agriculture officers, and one for the farmers. I will share the link of the modules, and they are developed by Shere Bangla Agricultural University with the help of rhymes and practical action. So I will share the link in chat box. And also, hopefully within December, we are going to initiate the uh, educational activity regarding opening the agrometeorology department in 2 different agriculture university, that is Bangladesh Agriculture University and Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman Agriculture University. And you know that Dr. Rathor and Dr. Navangshu, they were involved with the development of the curriculum and also the modality of the opening of university. They know better than me, and I was also involved with the meeting with the VCs. So I think it's a great opportunity for the safoam members, especially the specialists of the India and Pakistan, and also other countries, those who are specialists in this line. So I think there will be chance of uh, having adjunct faculties in the departments, in agrometeorology department. So, and also for the visit, exchange visit, these kind of things will be done in the uh, course curriculum or the total initiation of the agrometeorology department of 2 different agriculture universities of Bangladesh. So, and also uh, we are conducting the training program for the officials and for the sub-assistant agriculture officer and the farmers. Though we are stuck by the COVID-19, but things will be boosted up now. As you know, that last week our project, though I'm not with the project now, but the project was approved by the Prime Minister and it will be implemented soon. So I think there will be a good opportunity coming for the safoam members. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Aziz. But one thing is that country-specific requirement that will take it from you in detail. But before that, you have heard all the esteemed members that what exactly now you think that before post registration and going in detail for the individual countries, what general training or something like that you want for from your country perspective? Is there any specific you want to, because that people are suggesting for students, faculties and farmers, all things are coming up. So from your point, what should be the basic training that we should start with?
From my understanding, as we are going on with the training programs with the officials, farmers, and also the diploma officials, so it's an ongoing process in Bangladesh. And in case of attracting the interested students of the agriculture university, we may offer the training courses, or we may. I think I will be happy to help our country chapter of involved members, those who are involved with the country chapters. I know. I think Dr. Kamal is with the country chapter. He's involved with the process, so I will help him. And also, I think the universities, agriculture universities, they will be interested to have this kind of training programs. Just the initial, what are the climate services and what are the agromet advisories? These initial things, they will be interested, I think.
Okay, thank you. Dr. Navansu, so Sudin...
I would like to chip in at this point.
Yes,
Dr.
sir.
Majar made very pertinent points, and let me submit that in Bangladesh, under his stewardship, a lot of things have happened in last 3 years. And they have addressed capacity development, capacity needs for the extension officials in a very large number, and also they have organized for farmers. So from safoam point of view, and I would like to emphasize on the point made by Majar Bhai that now in 3 of the agricultural universities, the Department of Agrometeorology is being opened. They have been approved. There are different stages, but in a couple of months or next session onwards, the academic program will initiate PG level. Now, with that, one of the key requirement for country, I suppose, would be to train their teachers, because they don't have faculty who are really, so the faculty orientation program, because most initially they will be agronomists or soil scientists or from other disciplines. So they would require a kind of orientation training programs to capacitate them to undertake different courses. That will make a very good ground, and country would definitely require that. So with Kamal, we can have a discussion, and because I'm also continuing to assist the bank side, and we can do a kind of bridging in order to meet the country's requirement and also provide the resources. And also, as was rightly mentioned by Majar Bhai, that there will be some additional faculty needs, maybe, and how to meet out that. And I think safoam could be a good conduit for them. Over from my side at this point.
I would like to have a small question to Aziz.
Yeah.
Can I?
Sure,
Bal?
sure, sir.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Aziz, say safoam decides to take up a small sensitization program on agrometeorology, say for 1-day program or half-day program. To whom you would like to include first? Number 1, government officials. Number 2, your university officials or professors or vice chancellors. Or third, the farmers in general. To whom you would like to involve first? That is, you want to sensitize them about agriculture meteorology. What will be the first step you would like to take?
Thank you. Initially, the SAFOM may talk to the VCs of 2 universities, and Dr. Chattopadhyay and especially Dr. Rathore, they can initiate the dialogue with the VCs of the 2 universities, and they know very well the development of the agrometeorology departments. And from my point of view, as we train 3 years to the extension officials and also the diploma officials and farmers. So my point of view that The thing is, all level, at all level, this type of training is very much required. And World Bank funded project is doing this kind of training, and it will be continued up to 2023, and also it will be continued in the second phase also if it is approved by the government. And we have in that project that was approved last week, and in the extra time for 2 years it was extended. So I think a lot of fund was allocated for roving seminar for the farmers, as it was uh, suggested by Dr. Mannava Shivakumar at the beginning of the project. So initially, what we did, we worked with the officials and farmers, and we will go more extensively with the farmers now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Aziz. So, with Dr. Navansu, would you like to say something?
No.
Okay.
You can request from Maldives, Mr.
Yeah.
Abdul Musin.
Dr. Abdul from Maldives. Yes, please.
Before it comes, can I just make a small point?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Since he was telling that already some World Bank program is on for the next 2 years, can we chip into that program, and we can play a small role, training, taking up some of those small trainings? Is possible. Nabasi may just try to, Nabasi and Rathod, I think, can try to look into that.
Definitely, we will do that. But let me tell you one thing. Though we are enthusiastic, but there is a diplomacy in science and science for diplomacy.
Yes.
So when you go ahead with any country program, you need to first take on board at the government level, and there are certain procedures, protocols, and we will definitely do that. You can't just go there and conduct a training or even online training. So there are certain protocol needs. We will keep that in mind, and as the time mature, we will keep that your suggestion in mind, and definitely the bank program which is operating in these countries. It is not only Bangladesh, but we have presence in Nepal, Bhutan, even Pakistan, Afghanistan, Sri Lanka.
Yeah, I got your point. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Abdul from Maldives, please. Yes.
Thank you for giving me a chance to talk, say a few words regarding the meteorological service, agro-meteorological service in Maldives, especially in Maldives meteorological service. Currently, we don't have capacity to start the agromet service within Maldives meteorological service, even though other services are being carried out. So initially, I think for Maldives, it is much better required to have a plan or to move forward, or else a way forward exercise. Along with that, I think it is important to before starting the service or developing the service, it is important to sensitize the senior officials within the government or the responsible ministry, because it is important to highlight that to make the agrometeorology visible within the service, because currently we are only providing public weather service for general public as well as particular users, not in the agrometeorology. So in Maldivian case context, I think it is also important to have a session, especially for the senior officials, to highlight the importance of agrometeorology in a cost benefit way, to show how it will help to improve the agricultural service if we spend in agromet service. So that way, I think we can start up the agromet service. And then compared to other countries, Maldives is very small island nation. So Another issue is this vulnerability of the country, because we have very small islands. So the agriculture basically is going on in a small scale, not a very large scale. That is one thing. And the other one is, other one would like to highlight is that there is no university which offers even mythology. So that is another challenge for Maldives. So we have to go abroad, train ourselves. But initially, I think online courses, basic online course, how to prepare bulletin, how to set up a system, how to come up with the service for the farmers, and sensitize the farmers as well, because we want to the farmers know that it is equally important to get the weather information which is relevant to the farmers. Basically, currently we are dealing with general meteorology, but in general meteorology, we are giving the wind at 30 feet. But basically, agriculture doesn't need the wind at that level. They need a wind at lower level. So along with that, they also would be interested in knowing the soil condition. So actually, the eminent scientists in the field, they know much better than me what it is. But I would like to highlight that this is an area which is important for Maldives, but we don't have any expertise or resources which is required to start the service. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Abdul, because your points were almost, the line, given by Dr. Rathod, Dr. Navansu, Dr. Ramana Rao. The country like Maldives, sensitization is the main issue, because we have to sensitize the senior officials to start the other programs with. Okay, with that, now we can take the comments from Dr. Nazbullah.
Dr. Bal.
Yeah.
I just have a comment to Mr. Abdul. Mr. Abdul, thanks for coming and joining with us. Really, we're very. My point is that now we are in the implementation stage. We are taking the action point. So, what do you feel now? Means, can we arrange one 2 hours, 3 hours meeting with concerned person? What you feel to have a meeting and to explore how this agromet service may be in place maybe after a couple of years or like that, and giving the example of Bangladesh and others, how do you have started, right? So even also what I feel that Maldives, the extreme events is very, very important, and how extreme events, so we can make a small module in agromet and save the crop, something like that. So you can think of it and share with us that within 1 or 2 months, how a sensitization program with the concerned people we can arrange, and then we can slowly we can establish definitely with the resources, because we are also parallelly working with the funding agencies also. I think getting fund from Maldives, a very good cause is there. So you can think of it and share with us. But can you speak on something that which I have just passed on to you about your 2 months plan?
You mean about the activities which should be carried out, right?
Exactly.
Isn't it so?
Exactly.
Actually, in Maldives context, that I think it will be very useful just to highlight the importance of how to utilize the products. Actually, currently we have products. If that products could be utilized by the farmers, at least we can show the importance of the med service to the farmers. And even if we cannot come up with special products, existing products means we have medium range forecast, short range forecast, and also we do issue seasonal forecasts. So if we can come up with a program or a training which the farmers, how the farmers could use the products which we we provide general weather products. So later we can come up with special bulletins for farmers. I think that will be useful. And the other one is it should be more like impact based. So if it is impact based, then the farmers, it will be easier for farmers and the senior officials to grasp what we provide. And the other thing is during the training, it is also important to target at different levels, technical, local, and policy making level. Then I think it will be very useful to start the program. And also, this could be in general, in my experience, it works very well because I worked in air pollution area. Air pollution over area also, initially there are many reports, but those reports, general layman do not understand what the report says. So if we come up with layman's language, then the layman should be able to understand. There are many bulletins. In case of experience in terms of meteorology, still the users have difficulty in understanding, even though we conduct awareness trainings, they have difficulty in understanding the products. So if they don't understand the products, they cannot utilize the products or apply the products. So if we can come up with such a program in a short range one, or which could be very useful, I think. Thank you.
Dr. Navansu, is it fine?
Yeah, it's fine. We can develop a module, right?
Okay. Then next, I think we can request Dr. Nazbullah
From Afghanistan.
Yeah, he's there.
Hello and good evening for everyone. I received the answer of my question during the meeting. I want to say I am agree with you in this matter that farmers should get training in the agreement and their capacity should be developed. But I think it will be good that agreement department first receive a training and then we can train them in the best way. I think the training will be given directly from your side will not be as effective and fruitful as from our side because we experienced that the FAO, ACMUD, and WFP was worked with us at 2019. ACMUD gives training with to the students. The training cost was very high, but the result was zero. And also, FAO give the training with our provincial staff. It was also not good. TUT is more than better, I think. Thank you.
Yeah. I think we got the point, Dr. Navansu and all, because because directly if you give training, so they may not receive the information at their side. So better to train the trainer so that the trainers can train the ground level workers and farmers. That is good. That is always there. So
Hey, Mr. Osmani,
yeah.
you have communicated that you need some small training on observational part because you said that you are doing very primitive like of observations like that, but you need some state of art technologies or like that. Am I right? So initially we can start with such kind of training with you, but in every country we want to need the sensitization program also in a big way. So I'll be requesting you that you can share the names of the concerned person. So through you, we'll contact them and make a one-day, some kind of sensitization program. Plus, short-term training, you said observation. This is okay?
Yes, it's very good. It's okay.
Okay. What to Dr. Bal?
Yeah. Next, we can invite Dr. Hansui. I think she's from Which
This
country?
is from Myanmar.
Yeah, Myanmar.
Okay, hello.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay.
please.
Thank you so much for your inviting me to participate this meeting. Firstly, I would like to discuss about the current situation in agromat services. Now we have the WABAN project for agroclimatic advisory services, but currently we cannot continue for activities based on our situation. Under this WABAN project, we have planned to upgrade the agrometeorological bulletin and also sorry. And also for the we upgrade the bulletin, and also we put the agro advisory services in our bulletin, and also our agricultural agrometeorological focus. But currently we cannot continue. So in current bulletin, we issue the general focus for rainfall, maximum temperature, minimum temperature, relative humidity, potential evapotranspiration, and water balance, something like this, for the 19 state and region. So for farmer, they want to know the specific information for agrometeorological focus, but we cannot support this information. So that is challenges for agrometeorological services. But if we implemented the Wadban project, I hope we can support, but currently we cannot continue the some training. But we now we are discussed with the some leader from the World Bank to support the some budget to our that project. For agromat service in our DMH, we need the some training for the for example, we are the meteorologists, so even we support the agrometeorological services, but we know only the meteorological fee, but we don't know for the agricultural fee. So that is one of the challenges for our services. So we need a lot of training. Basically, we need the how to collect the agronomic data and how to analyze and how to do the visualization for agromat data, including our weather and agricultural data, something like this. We need training for that one. I hope under the CFON we can get that training from CFON. Thank you.
So, Dr. Bal,
Yes, please.
I just want to share with her that here 3 points are there. One point is that, safoam directly, indirectly related with World Bank.
Yes.
And we hopefully that in Myanmar, World Bank project funding will be there. But in order to, but you have a platform, whatever you have communicated, that you have all the observations, but you need better to handle the observation, to translate the observation. I think your platform is slightly better than Maldives and other countries. So what we can do, we can make some kind of training on whatever just now you have mentioned about the data analysis and the translation of the data, and how this translated data can be used for agromet advisory preparations. So
Yes.
maybe what Dr. Rathod Sahab has already mentioned, maybe three days some training we can make for you. And now all the training what Dr. Rathod Sahab has already mentioned, pre-registration, there will be no funding issues are there. So, and it is online now. So you can just share with Dr. Bal and us that what exactly today's meeting and what exactly you want within 2 months, so that we can reciprocate with you and we can finalize for a very specific program for your country. Is it okay, or can you react onto that?
Thank you. Okay, from our DMH. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Dr. Bal.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Han. So, any representative for any other country?
Sri Lanka, Anusha, she's supposed to join.
I think he's not there.
Premlala?
No, he's not there.
Okay.
So any
we can hear, I think they have not come, but we can hear from Dr. Sable.
Yes,
Who has
many other members are there. Yeah, Dr. Sable, please. Dr. Sable, very specific comments. Yeah.
Hello.
Yes, sir. You are audible.
I would like to suggest.
Sir, there is an echo problem from your audio. I think there is some issues with audio. Yeah. No. Sir, there is an issue. Maybe the band issue because you are not audible. You can log out and again re-log in. Then maybe that issue will be better.
You can take up another one in between.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can you listen to me now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now it is fine.
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
Yeah. See, I would like to suggest three things. One is for undergraduates, there are many faculties they are teaching in India also, but they are untrained. We need our capsule for them also. This is one thing, because I have taught that course for undergraduate, that is agriculture metrology 112, that is going on all over India in all the universities. And there is a lacuna that the teachers, they are not trained. This is one thing. And the upgradation of their knowledge is also important. And since safoam has got a very powerful, knowledgeable group, they can uplift their knowledge. And the teaching standard in India for undergraduate for agriculture metrology will be improved. This is my suggestion first. Second suggestion is the training program can be conducted maybe part-time for teachers in India, because they will be free for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, maybe in the morning or maybe in the evening. And since we have got good strength of the knowledgeable persons, they can cover the syllabus. And here also I would like to add one thing, that I was Associate Dean and Principal of Agriculture College, Pune, and I tried to take some steps for getting funds from ICR, and I could achieve 100 crores grants to Mahatma Phule University, and also the university got first rank in India. Like that, this safoam will get funds from ICR also for training program, because Varshney Saab is our guru. He was my professor. He was head department and I was professor in the department in the earlier period, maybe 1998 to 2003. And since then, after 2003, I was a head department, and we conducted very good programs on micrometrology, on crop modeling, and for agriculture metrology also. And we tried to train the staff from all over India. But what was our capacity? That was maybe 30 or like that. That was insufficient capacity. safoam has got very good strength.
Dr. Sable.
Haji.
Sir, I think you are logged in from two devices. That's why a lot of echo is there.
Yeah, so I would like to suggest.
Okay, now I think you have made your point. Yeah. Okay, now it's fine. So, can you get some comments from Dr. Srinivas? Very specific comments.
Yes, sir. Good evening, respected all senior agrometeorologists and retired agrometeorologists. I'm Dr. Srinivas, principal scientist agronomy, working in the Professor Jaishankar Telangana State Agricultural University. Sir, earlier Dr. Rathod sir, Ramakrishna sir, and Ramana Rao sir, they have given a good suggestions. All these suggestions are actually we need to accept, because here in agricultural universities, many scientists, particularly from the discipline of agronomy, soil science, and plant protection group, they are working in the area of in the preparation of agromet advisories, preparation and dissemination. So here, these scientists from these disciplines require a lot of awareness or interpretation of the weather forecast, interpretation of the different products of the agrometeorological related products, and also remote sensing and other aspects. So nowadays, in recent years, particularly increasing in the extreme events, particularly heavy rainfalls and prolonged droughts. So these kind of events are increasing year after year. But there is a lack of content how to address these kind of events. So forecast is there. IMD is providing a good forecast, quality forecast, no doubt. But at ground level, to address these, to give the quality advisory for the benefit of the farming community, there is a lack of content. So there is no solution. For example, immediately at a particular stage, heavy rainfall occurs. So we don't have any content to advise the farmer. Here, basic aspect is to provide the training program, and particularly in operational agrometeorology for the in the field of preparation of agrometeor advisories, for which we need to develop the content, the solutions to the problem. So the forecast accuracy is good, but we don't have content to provide in the agromet advisory. That is the major issue. First of all, we need to address this, for which we need to train the scientists from these disciplines to develop the content, motivate these scientists to develop the content. And also, once we motivate or guide these scientists, train these scientists, in turn they can develop the content by guiding the PG and PhD students in the universities, so that we can immediately develop some content to address the extreme events, and also routine agrometeorological advisories based on the medium range weather forecast or extended range weather forecast. So here our aim is to generate the quality agromet advisories. If you see nowadays, if you see the agromet advisory bulletin, most of the advisories are related to extension advisories or agro advisories. Very few aspects related to the agromet advisories. Our aim is to develop the total bulletin with agromet advisories. Not there are many extension scientists are there, they are designating the agro advisories. But here our main intention is to develop the agromet advisories and related content. So this is my opinion, sir, suggestions for
Yes. Yeah, thank you, Dr. Srinivas. Very good points you have made, because our aim is like that only. Focus on agrometeorology and also training of trainers and faculties, upgrade their knowledge. And this agromet advice services is one of the that module that we will going to develop, and that will be benefit for all the countries, not for India. That is the main one of the aim of this particular capacity building program that will be. So yeah. So kindly unmute Dr. Chattopadhyay.
Dr. Srinivas, whatever you have mentioned is absolutely correct, but this is the mandated work of National Met Services. I mean, if safoam is doing, do you feel any technical problem will be there? Srinivas.
Sir, actually, from the university only, these concerned scientists from agronomy, soil science, and plant protection group, they have to develop the content by considering the weather forecast and by analyzing the long-term weather data for a given locations. So then only we can serve the farming community.
No, Dr. Srinivas.
My thing is, again, I want to clear it.
Yes.
Thing is that from the beginning we are telling that safoam will not interfere with the services of the national med services, what they are doing, right? So whatever you said, whether safoam has any scope to do this thing without any kind of hindrance or any kind of problem.
So we can SAFM can do now, sir. By
No. One thing, it is very clear. What Dr. Navansu is told that very clear. We will not directly interfere, but what we can do that we'll try to improve the capacity of the scientist.
Yes.
But directly not interfere in their programs.
Yeah, only organizing the capacity building programs only.
That is the only purpose. We are not directly going into the national med services,
Then
activities.
that will serve the for preparation of quality agromet advisories.
Okay, we can discuss in detail afterwards.
Yes. With that, I think Dr. Subbarao, are you there?
Yes, I am here.
Yes. Very specific comments.
No, I have mentioned 3 comments. One is different, how to move ahead. That for that purpose, I have given 3 comments. Identify the problem in different countries, localities, and different crops. Then second is classify the target people. There may be highly learned people. They require some of the specialties, and the medium level people who knows, who has some idea but doesn't have the knowledge. And third is nothing is known by them, so they require awareness programs to follow the agromet advisories. That is the second one. And third is course and curriculum depending on the capacity of the individual group. See, the high level and medium and low level. That means students require something, farmers require something, and the high level people, they require something. The policy level. That is, these are the 3 points which I have.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Subbarao.
Yeah.
Dr. Sattar, do you want to say something? Dr. Abdus, any specific points? Dr. Ananta Basist?
Yeah. Good afternoon. Yeah, I'm audible, sir?
Yes, madam, please.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Bal. Respected my seniors. Actually, all the points is covered by our seniors. But on my opinion, first is the sensitization programs. Based upon the economic benefit of these agrometeorological services, if we sensitize the farmers as well as our policy makers, then they will adopt the service easily. So first should be this sensitization programs based upon the economic benefit of these agrometeorological services. Then next step will be we can identify different trainers, and based upon their capability, whatever capability they require, basic knowledge or advanced knowledge for preparation of these agromet advisory services. Based upon that, we can again divide their different groups. Some basic groups, then advanced groups, and like that. And then operational groups. Operational means extensor workers and some medias and NGO, whatever is there in different countries. So that product, whatever product is developed by the scientists as well as agrometeorologists, that can be transferred to the exact end users. And then adaptation, because sometimes this product is disseminated to the end user, but they are not adopting because they are not aware how to adopt this and how to apply these advisory services to their field or how to manage. So these types of modules should be developed based upon these requirement. Okay. And this depends upon to country also.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam. Dr. Swati? No. Then Dr. Malati Sitaram Raju?
You can ask Rani Saxena.
Madam, Dr. Rani Saxena?
Yeah.
Any new point?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
So one thing actually I want to add to the suggestions which were given by all these respected seniors, that training calendar, whatever we will prepare, that will means help us, that will in preparing our roadmap, like trainings based on some basic operational and farmers, So if we will go for the pre-registration like that, the response whatever we will collect, so the then we can means reschedule our training calendar accordingly.
Yes.
Like that, if we are getting response for some basic trainings, then we can go for basic trainings first. If we are getting response from means training for trainers, then we can go for training for trainers first, like that. And also means in one thing that trainings that will also attract the responders
Yes,
for
yes.
attending the training, like that. So
Okay,
these these,
okay.
these
Thank you.
two
Thank
things
you,
I
Dr.
want to.
Anish. Actually, Dr. Rathore has clearly told that, we should not be very hasty in preparing the calendars. Let us first do some sensitization program, then let's see what is the response in our first program, so that we can plan the calendar and slowly we can go ahead, maybe in the country perspective or maybe in the training perspective, like that. So any other member who wants to put any points, because I think
I just want
yes,
to
sir.
add a
Yes,
point
sir.
here. Actually, the training programs which safoam organizes should serve as a model for the member countries, so that the member countries can also develop some in-depth training programs for their uh, respective persons, whoever it may be, whether farmers or experts or managers or extension workers, whatever it may be.
Yes.
So we should, whatever training program we develop in SAFOM should serve as a model for the member countries.
Yeah.
That is my suggestion.
Yes. Thank you, Dr. Sir. Any other member, please? Any just want to say something?
Najibullah Usmani has spoken.
Yes, yes, he has spoken. I think all of have put their points. So
Dr. Bal,
yes, sir.
What I suggest now that even in Myanmar,
Yeah.
I have written to 6 people,
Okay.
because I received that all the addresses from WMO, right?
Yeah.
Then I have sent to Afghanistan, then Sri Lanka, everywhere, Maldives also. Uh, Sometime, whatever WMO has given, he or she may not be the concerned person, right?
Yeah.
Then she is telling, no, I am not the concerned person. I am handing over to like that.
Yeah.
So Myanmar, around 6 persons I have written at least for 4 or 5 times, but no answer is there.
Okay.
So what I feel that for those who are coming other than India here in this meeting, I think next 15 days they can develop a small group within the country, and
Yes.
that can be the starting point of the founding member of the chapters.
Yeah.
Okay, and then they can discuss among themselves what are the training, whatever the things is there, and they can share us, at least 10 members group. To the headquarters, so that, and whatever the help, whatever the assistance they require for it, so we can help them. So I am requesting all the members of Maldives, Afghanistan, then Bhutan also. I talked to him and he said he will be sending that thing. But Bhutan also, I'll be telling that you make a chapter, at least 10 people. Uh, then the things will be clear, because our vision is very clear mission, that it is not the India we are doing for the whole the country, and that slowly the disparities should be minimized or like that. Main intention will be there next 15 days to create the chapters at least with the 10 members, so that in future we can have a meeting with the country wise also with the
Yes.
members. So, if you want to add anything, you can.
Yes, yes. One thing is that can they form a chapter without the main society?
Now, again, I am telling you, the thing is that main society registration process is on.
Okay.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So within a week's time or 10 days,
Okay.
I'll submit all this thing to High Court, okay, and
Yes,
they will be
yes.
taking. So even also after we started in February,
Yeah.
and today is your October, so we have
Yes.
done all the formalities.
Okay.
Even if they will register before registration, they have to make sensitization.
Sensitization.
All this program what we have done, no.
Okay,
So
okay.
then they can do. So now there is no registered body for chapters.
Yeah,
I am taking the make the background.
Okay, okay,
All the
okay.
things correct.
Right,
Once
right.
we register, immediately we tell them to register.
Yeah.
Another thing, I make it very clear that what Vasnesa has mentioned, that it is very clear that even also any training will be paid or like that. No money, nothing dollar will be coming from one country to other country.
Yes, no, that is.
So because there is a lot of problems are there. If the training is in Maldives or like that, we can ask that donor agency to directly send that money to them, or maybe whatever the subscription they are getting. In future, we'll see that under FOCRA, what could be the modalities. That is taking much time. Maybe after 2 years, we'll see that how the money exchange. But initially, it may not be possible. Over to you.
Yeah, one thing is that first of all, let's make a list of country wise, chapter wise, who are the maybe founding members of that chapter, maybe 10, 15, 10, whatever number may be there. First thing. Second is that they should also enlist a send us a list that who are the main persons from their country with whom, if there is a sensitization program or maybe meeting something like that, with whom there should be a sensitization program, so that our objective and motives that will go ahead in a very smoother one. That also second list, that also they should send us, so that we can move ahead.
Another issue is that the funding agency should know that what is your strength.
Yeah.
Okay, who are the people are there in the SAFM. So I will be writing all of you, all the 100 members, with a specific pro forma. So that if you can share with us, then that would be a point in the funding agency on the document, that we have enough potential who can give the capacity building, who can give the research work like that. But I will share the performance. I'll requesting all of you to that. So that is also point.
Actually, same thing I have already started. I was preparing a list in different expertise level. Who are the maybe tentative list that I've started preparing. So that will be good that you just call the information from all the members, so that we can compile, and we can compile a list. Maybe crop modeling, there are 10 or 15 people's, remote sense, something like that, agro advisory, something like database management. In that point, we can make a different expert list, so that that will help us.
Because I point I make area of interest.
Yes,
okay?
yes.
From that you can you can just make it.
Right? Yeah.
But we are in a very good stage now.
And also in that you can include their qualification.
Yes.
Okay, subject of qualification, maybe PhD, agronomy, agreement, like that. So that will we have a clear cut information.
I have made 5 points. One is the professional career. One is the qualification. One is the interest.
Yes.
How many awards, honor they got.
Yes, that also.
And how many published paper in national and international. It is a half page only.
Very good.
So what format I'll share, right?
Yeah. So I think now we got many points, valuable points. So what I will do, I will make a draft document. So this time I think we will not make a proceedings. Let us make a draft document. Whatever points has come from esteemed members, synthesizing all those things, I can make a draft document. I will share it with Dr. Navansu. Let him see. Then we can share with all the members, so that what should be our target ahead, or maybe how we should move, because Dr. Rathore has clearly told that this is a pre-registration, post-registration. So in that way, we'll try to make it develop. Let's share it among us, and then we can see how best we can plan a very basic programs that for the next maybe 2, 3, 4 months. And then once this registration done and this society is formed in a full manner, then we can move ahead with country specific or maybe some specific. I think very good points that we are. Okay, Dr. Sheikh wants to say something.
Maybe my suggestion is, after you draft proceedings,
okay,
you constitute a 2 or 3 members group,
okay,
a small committee to work out their training needs and training module
okay,
for 5 days or 3 days, whatever it may be. And what should be the contents of this training module, training course, and module is, of course, what are the contents of the module. A small committee can decide it, and it can be discussed once again when we meet and finalize it.
okay, okay.
I don't think everybody, if 16 or 20 people are participate, will not be able to make a draft of it.
Okay, fine. Good suggestion. Yeah.
Dr. Bal, what I suggest that my experience is telling that even also if you ask Maldives or Afghanistan to give their requirement, it will take some time. What Dr. Saab has mentioned, we can start with some generic training.
Yeah.
Okay, at least 2-3 generic training we can do, and subsequently they can make the group, they can discuss with themselves, and they can substantiate this kind of things. What do you feel?
Yes. Actually, same thing I told. I will make a draft document. In that document, in the first month, what we'll do, second month, what we'll do, then registration will be done. Then after that, what we'll do. In that way, let me first prepare a document. I'll share it to you. You just give your points. Then you'll share with some of the senior members and collect some information. Then final document will do it. That is my plan.
Good.
Yeah.
Just
Yes, sir.
thank you very much for good discussion, and many points has been discussed for preparation of the module. The 2 points, particularly the animal climatology and the use of satellite data. That topic we have to incorporate somewhere. And second thing is, now because we have had a general body meeting, we had a founding member, and many groups has been formed. So now we can, in the correspondence, the SAFOM propose, by doing writing propose, we can start the correspondence with the different government and university and organization. Because propose it means it is in pipeline. So that word we can use and can print the letter pad also for the SAFOM. So that your the process can be hastened. Okay. Thank you to all of you for good discussion.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Sheikh.
Dr. Sheikh has raised a very good point. Dr. Bal.
Yes, sir.
Animal climatology is a very important topic because as far as climate is concerned, the human being, agriculture, and animals are equally affected. Therefore, whether it is the climate in shade or climate in open or in climate animal house or poultry house, that type of the topic should be introduced somewhere initially. Let the persons be sensitized. Work should start. When the work has started and people has started learning the agriculture meteorology, then also introduce the climate or the meteorological requirement of the animal sector. That will also be very, very helpful. Okay?
Sir, yes, sir. Sir, what I will request Dr. Navansu that when he will send that performer to all, in that also you can put a segment that with crops oblique something like that, so we can know that who are the people who have actually really worked with the animal science sector, maybe, so that because theoretically it's okay, but practically we all know that very few people have expertise and experience in working with animals. So
you are right, but there are 15 veterinary universities and
there are many physiological people.
Livestock management and practices, it is a subject.
Yes, sir.
Or you can say department which is being handled. So people from LMP, they can give the comments and they can extend the services that yes, in animal housing or in animal, these are the things which should be discussed.
Sir, actually,
they have incorporated the animal climatology component in the
sir,
LMP
actually,
and the physiology.
sir, my worry is from safoam side. That when
Yeah,
you prepare a module and try to identify the experts,
Yeah,
let's
we can-
know
we
who
can-
are the people who can. Otherwise, we can make a module. Theoretically, I can make a module, but when practically we'll go for some
there
capacity
will be no
program,
teacher.
it will be
I
difficult.
think Navanshu is having a problem with the climate of the saffron. That
No,
how
sir,
the
that we
climate
can
of the
get.
saffron
We
will
can
work.
get the man.
He is right. Okay, thank you.
We can get the people. There is no problem.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, Dr. Bal, whatever Sheikh Saab and Hassan Saab has mentioned is very appropriate. But
Yes.
you said very few people are there. So in Rahuri, Dr. Ulmek is there. I have a connection with him who is very expert in animal. And another 1 or 2%, I'll be in touch with them and we can just give them a membership
Yes,
and
yes, yes.
make it like that.
That's right. That is the point that I wanted to say.
Dr. Navanshu, there are 50 veterinary colleges in India, and each college is having LMP department, livestock management and practices. Therefore, you will get the persons from each college if you demand.
Sir, you
People
can
will come
help us
forward and they
actually.
can help you. No problem.
I don't, sir, you can help me
Yes.
because I don't have connection so that I can write to them, right?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes. That will be good. Yeah. Any other points, please?
And Sheikh Saab, another thing you said satellite. So, sir, satellite, we have a complete separate group is there under Bimal who is working.
Yeah.
So, we will discuss in detail in how the satellite information, in other countries in very primitive stages.
Satellite data only. Utilization of satellite data.
Satellite data also they don't have access. So I will just pass on this message to Bimal and let him work on to that.
Yeah.
Right, sir? Okay.
So I think now I think we can come to an end. Any other point, or maybe Dr. Navansu, you can conclude because now it's fine. Let us prepare the first document first. So now it's over to you, Dr. Navansu. You can first give a concluding, and then you can.
Actually, we started from February and today is October, and we are in a very good stage now because of the wholehearted participation from all of you. And now the real picture is emerging now when we started with the funding committees and capacity committees or like that. So visibility of SAFOM will be there. We are hopeful that in the Asian countries. But this is an example actually in every meeting, even also today 20 persons are there. So we are very hopeful and going in the right direction with the national and international experts and hopefully we'll do. But the one thing I'm telling you, we are in the right path, we are moving and things are going on. We want the blessings of all our seniors so that they give strength to us so that we can proceed in a very positive manner.
One thing, Dr. Navansu, that day also I discussed with you regarding that membership fee. If people can suggest something, it will be easier for to. What should be the minimum for India? At least we can just example. What should be the that life membership fee? What amount it should be?
What I propose actually, we have discussed you that we have to go in very democratic way, okay,
Yes.
and simultaneously we make the SAFOM very popular, right? So initially, maybe the membership will be very minimum. So this will be also general consensus will be there, but I propose that it may be 3,000 rupees for that initially. But maybe after 2 or 3 years we can review and we can again if we don't have any, if we have a big funding we may not require much of this thing, but then we can reconsider and we can increase. And even also simultaneously if we make it 3,000, so proportionally in other countries what should be the currency, and we can talk to them. But I think that advisory committee they can discuss in detail and we can make a very final statement onto that.
So any comment on this, please?
I have a suggestion. Initially, I think you should keep a very low life membership because that can attract many members from this other countries to join first. First, once you get a good number of people joining, then slowly, I think after second year or third year, we can increase the fund.
Yes.
Because once you put a high amount, say in a small country, people will hesitate to join. So you don't get the thing. But first, let us get some members. Then
So
I think maybe
do
after
you-
1 year, once you have a group, then you can suggest to increasing that fund, saying that we don't have enough fund to manage the show. We require more fund. That may be better.
So
Because
do
first
you
we have
feel
to attract.
3,000 rupees is okay?
No, for India it's okay. Suppose you talk of Bangladesh or small countries, they might be ready to join. Suppose take Myanmar. Do you think that people will pay 3,000 rupees and a big group will join? Maybe one or two people only will be there.
No, that's why
So,
we'll
that's
discuss
why I
with the
think
Myanmar people.
that's why I'm just saying an example. What I'm saying is initially first let us attract people to the group. After 1 year, I think we can fix these norms.
Absolutely, absolutely, sir. So if there is no comments, then we can conclude here, Dr. Bal.
Yes, please. I think with this we can conclude.
Thanks
Maybe
to
Dr.
all of you
Shivakumar
for
may say
joining.
closing remarks.
Yes.
Let Shivakumar say some closing remarks, I think. Dr. Shivakumar.
He's there. और डॉक्टर रमन्ना राव सर बोलिए कुछ लास्ट क्लोजिंग रिमार्क यू कैन गिव
Ramanan Rao sir, one of them.
Yeah, actually, I think we made a good beginning today, and I'm sure that we'll go forward in right spirit. But according to me, the membership fee of 3,000 rupees looks to me to be a small sum. Maybe we'll make it at least $50 equivalent. That is around, say, 5,000 rupees we should start. Because 3,000 is nothing these days, And most of us can
Sir,
give
you are getting
also,
good
no
pension.
problem.
Sir, you are getting good pension, but
Or
think
you
of these
can
small
you can
countries.
have two-tier membership.
Yes.
That is, one is the some platinum members or something, then members. The platinum members can be fixed around 10,000 or so. Those who are willing to pay more, they will certainly join as platinum members, and others keep them as members at 5,000 or 3,000, whatever it may be. Let us try to raise as much revenue as possible for the association, because money makes many things. Without money, we can't make a beginning. I don't know how much of pocket money Labansu has spent today.
Yeah, but that's not true, sir.
Make
But
the
the issue is
safoam to ground.
you have to attract people.
So the
You have to give them a chance.
I propose two-tier membership. Platinum member. Platinum member means a 10,000 rupee or so can be fixed. Some of us are ready to give, or even more also we are prepared to give. And let us make it some 3,000 or 5,000, whatever it may be, deemed to be fit for others.
That's a good session.
So
Okay.
we are closing here. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you all.
Thank you all.
Shivakumar, are you saying something? Your mic is not working, I think. We can't hear you, Shivakumar.
I think he left.
No, he's
He's
there.
No, he
His
is
mic
having
also
two.
is on.
No, he is having two connection.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you should try the other connection. You may try the other connection, maybe a mobile also.
Now he can. Yes.
Yeah.
Can
So
you
what
hear me
you
now?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, there is a little problem with my computer. The picture is coming, but the volume is not coming. Although I've been trying to increase the volume, somehow it's not coming.
It's fine.
That's why I also put my mobile phone here. So mobile phone is okay.
Yes, over to you.
So
for
yeah,
final comments.
I enjoyed the meeting. I enjoyed all the comments. So I look forward to receiving the draft report from you, and then I can put my comments again.
Okay, that's good. Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you,
Have
sir.
a,
Thank you.
and happy Navaratri to all of you.
Thank you, sir. Same to you, sir.
That's very important.
Yeah,
Happy
happy
Navaratri.
Navaratri.
Okay.
I think Nabas, we should take the lead.
Yes,
Happy-
yes, happy Navaratri to all of you, and happy Durga Puja also.